Welcome to the new YouTube channel. If you haven't already done it, hit the subscribe button to follow us all season long for updates and content. So happy that you're here. It's going to be a great year. You know, last year was kind of chaotic. Obviously, it was your best season, second team All-Pro. You played at a really high level. But in terms of that building, there seemed to be a lot of chaos, especially when Alan Williams kind of resigned out of nowhere. Then Eberflus took over the play calling. Like, what was it like in the building at that time?
Honestly, man, it was a lot of ups and downs because I feel like, of course, coming off that year, we went 3-14. It was tough. So I think kind of just coming, we added TJ Tremaine, we added a few more pieces on defense. So going into the year, I felt like it was kind of hopeful, and then a lot of things kind of just started to trend in the wrong direction for us. So it was tough again. I mean, we had a streak, I think, of almost like 17 games straight of losing or something like that. So I mean, for us, it was. Well, for me, I know it was hard just going through, of course, a different regime and then not having the success and then losing again, like you said, having Alan Williams step down and then kind of not knowing where things were going to go from there. So, I mean, for me, it was honestly a lot of uncertainty. And then I'm on my contract year. I'm like, man, I'm trying to find somewhere to be stable at. And then it's like, nah, I'm not feeling a whole lot of stability. So, I mean, really just going through all of that. And, of course, you start kind of hearing the talks of, if we're going to have the head coach again for the third year, kind of just all of those things start to kind of creep into your mind. And then I think for me, honestly, it was just like, man, at the end of the day, my tape is my resume. I just got to continue to go out here and hoop at the end of the day. So, I mean, for me, it was up and down, but at the end of the day, business is business. And I know for me, I had to handle mine best way I could. And then things started turning around for us for the good. So, I mean, things worked out well, but it definitely did start out really shaky and didn't really know how the future was going to look.
Yeah, I mean that's what it seemed like, and it's always unfortunate because when you're in a contract year, you out there, you want to play good football and be part of a good defense, and you know y'all had some pieces, but you know your D line needed a little bit of help, and I think they found some help. You know, you needed some help offensively because they weren't necessarily doing what they needed to do, but you still were able to shine and get your money. They franchise tagged you. I know, you know, when that happened, it happened to a couple corners, and everybody was uncertain. It was like you, Sneed. I was like, damn, so they just really not paying the corners this year, huh?
Yeah, fact.
And then they got it figured out. So was there ever a time in there they called you and were like, hey, you know, we might trade you, or talk to your agent, or your agent was like, well, you know, they're talking to teams and trying to figure it out?
Honestly, nah, not that I know of, at least, not that they told my agent. I know even when I did ask for a trade right at that trade deadline, I know it was, again, kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier, just kind of trying to find a steady home. Things weren't going good. So I'm like, man, at the end of the day, I'm trying to go find somewhere to get paid, one, and then also to go have a chance to win. But I feel like they knew what they were doing. They declined the first one, accepted the second one, and then gave me an opportunity to go see something. But at the end of the day, it was one of those situations where they weren't going to, no other team was going to give up all that just for a corner. That's something you can do for a cornerback, first rounds and all that. So I mean, they made it tough, but it ended up working out. But I think too, when they got to the off season, there was definitely no trade involved. I feel like it was very open and transparent that I wasn't going nowhere. They weren't going to trade me or deal me anywhere. And if they had to use the tag twice, then of course that was what would have been done. But I didn't think I was ever going to go anywhere after they didn't trade me at the deadline.
Yeah, I mean, you're homegrown talent, you know.
Yeah, no doubt.
Any good organization, you got to keep your homegrown talent, especially the ones that develop into Pro Bowl, all pro players.
Mm-hmm.
If you let them go, then what's the point?
Yeah. Hey, we might as well shut it all down.
Might as well shut it down. But you got some new teammates this offseason. Obviously, Caleb came in with all the expectations, and Kay ran you into that gauntlet of an interview, and he gave you all that headache. But you got Keenan, you got Rome, and then you already had DJ. Tell me, because Keenan now, for those who don't play corner and those who don't deal with the Keenans and the Devontaes and the Doug Baldwins of the world, understand he got some stuff.
Back, so something different.
Something completely different. So how has it been? You know, I know you've gone against him, but being teammates with him and getting to see his work ethic day in and day out, and just the kind of teammate and player he is.
Honestly, it's crazy because like you see his personality when just like throughout the league. Of course, you score touchdowns, you do a little dance, but he actually a cool cat. Like
cool.
I know he's a little older. I think he's like 32, pushing 33. I think so. I mean, kind of just for him to be that. I'm not even say that old, but in football years, for him to be an
Right.
old head, he's definitely still young. He has a young soul. He can go out there and talk to the rookies, or he can talk with the OGs and the vets he's been around. You can talk to him about anything, everything. He has a good, fun, loud personality. So I mean, it definitely makes him being in the locker room a lot easier, because it's not like he's just one of them old heads that come in, put his head down, and leave. Like, nah, he's gonna crack some jokes, talk to some guys, play some card games, whatever it is. He's definitely an open guy. But as far as competing, I mean, I love competing against him. I mean, when, of course, we got all those guys, for me, I'm like, hey, they ain't gonna come in here and work. Like, nah, this ain't gonna be just the offensive show just for me. Especially, like, I've always loved Keenan games, so it's like when he came, I'm like, oh nah, hey, I'm trying to lock him up for sure. Like,
Right.
so I mean, for me, that was always like my mentality. But it's one of those things that we can definitely have that competition, but we can also still talk and still be cool. But it's definitely nothing but competition with a guy like that. I feel like he's somebody who can come in here and really make you better as a corner. For me, that's not somebody. His style of game isn't somebody that you see often. So I think being able to get the difference in DJ, the big catch guy, the after catch type of guy, then you have Keenan, the more savvy route runner. You kind of get it all with him and DJ, and then Rome learning, coming in, bringing them young, fresh legs into the league. I feel like it's definitely something that you definitely gonna have to get better at. For me, I've taken the challenge on. I mean, I was trying to go out there and go as long as I can without giving them a catch a one-on-one. So I mean, I'm just trying to find ways to push myself and to push them as well.
Well, you got paid. There's some momentum in y'all team, some optimism, obviously, with the new young quarterback, some offensive weapons, defensive firepower. Obviously, y'all were the number one scoring defense in the second half of the season. Once Montez Sweat got there, like that had to give you guys some confidence of hey, you know what I mean? We can put it together when we need to,
Right.
and when everything's going the way we have. So, what are your expectations for your team and your defense coming into the season? Because I've been part of some really good defenses, and it just sometimes it's just holding each other to the standard every day and not really getting caught up on like, hey man, you know, we chasing these dudes, or we're trying to be better than them, or we're trying to. It's just really stacking your
Right.
days and really one day at a time, holding each other accountable with respect. Like you can't really
Right.
go out there and be like, man, you suck, man. What are you doing out there? Because that ain't
Right. Yeah. No, you can't
gonna
have
work
that
out.
guys like that.
It can work out.
Now, I think really for me, the biggest thing is improving on our finish. I mean, I feel like for us, we had a few games. I know I can speak to Detroit and Cleveland. We were up winning and then lost the game in the fourth quarter, lost the game coming down to those last couple minutes. To where it's like for us, that puts us in a different position. I feel like just the biggest thing for defense, finishing 2-minute drills, finishing just that fourth quarter. I think for us, it really just starts with the preparation. I feel like we can't. It really top to bottom. I feel like we can't let up off the gas when you start getting in that 2-minute mode. You kind of just start playing back. Like, nah, we got to still continue to be aggressive and really. I like to say slit people's throats. Like, nah, we can't just come out here and okay, yeah, and then just think we gonna stop. Like, nah, they still trying to win the game. Like, we gotta start that right now. And I feel like for me, and what I like to do is I'm always getting extra work after practice. So for me, that's part of like my finishing, where it's like, okay, I finished practice, but I got to finish my work. So I know when it gets in the fourth quarter, I still have that dog mentality of like, nah, I'm locking this fool up no matter if it's 2 minute, 4 minute, whatever it may be. If they down 10, if they down 3, like, nah, at the end of the day, I'm still in that mode to finish. And I feel like for me, I'm trying to push guys, get guys to understand, like, nah, we have a great team, but hey, it's still gonna be a situation where we got to finish guys off. It's not just gonna be handed to us. We got to go out there and take it against a man's will. So I feel like for us, that's really what I feel like we can improve on. And if we can do that, I know we'll win a lot more games for sure.
Who you bringing with you?
As far as what?
I heard you say I'm getting some work after practice, but you by yourself, huh?
Oh, no. I'm not by myself. Hey, I put it like this. I tell them, hey, I got plenty of work for guys. If you want to take it, hey, I don't got no hidden fees, no taxes, no none of that. If you want to come out here and get some work, hey, I'm here. It's offered to everybody. So I mean, right now I got 2 rookies, and then I got another guy who just came from the CFL. They the most consistent ones right now. I know Jaquan, he's working out with me every day before he kind of got into some injury things. So I know when he gets back, he'll be back with me. But right now, everybody knows like, hey, Jaylon is here after practice getting work. It's up to them. So I mean, I can only bring those around who want to be around.
This will be my 2 cents again. You know what I mean? From
Holla
a
at me,
dude
holla at me.
who used to be something. In our group, everybody got to go. Everybody is back there, or nobody's back there, because because in the fourth quarter, like you said, everything you're saying is facts and big facts. That's winning football. If you got to be ready, fourth quarter, games on the line, everybody's tired. But if only Jaylon Johnson's ready and everybody else ain't ready, we still lose. And so what we found out is no matter how strong one of us is, if all of us ain't that strong, we still lose. And so if we're going to do extra work, we going to do it. Like, it ain't really an option. That's the standard.
How you get guys to do that?
Because you challenge them with their own ambition. Or do you want to win? Is championship what we want to do, or we just want to be in the NFL? Like, we want to be the best defense in football, or we just want to be some guys out there that play in the NFL? Like, and a lot of the guys got that kind of pride and say, man, I want to be the best. Then make your actions match your words, brother. Like, because I ain't going to cuss you out. I can't make you do nothing. And I'm not trying to run you into the ground because I know we in training camp. But if we talking technique as a corner, you can always get better. I don't give a dang how good you are at your press. You can always get 2 more reps, 3 more reps. Get your eye placement. Get the receiver. Give me 3 releases real quick. Like, you can always get better. And those few reps, when you tired, when your legs, when everything's sweating, like, those are when you need it. Lock in real quick. Give me 2 of your best. Go out there, get Keenan. Hey, Keenan, come on. I know it's gonna be tough. Just give me 2, 3 of them. And I guarantee you won't say no. Because that's not how, like, winners, that's not how you got here. Not saying no to work. And so to be that kind of leader, leaders lead by bringing everybody along. It's not, usually you don't even lead from the front, you lead from the back. If you got to run laps and the time of the last person is the one that, hey, man, everybody got to come in by 3:30 and that last person been coming in at 3:33, then you go behind and you make sure you come in at 3:30 because you can come in first and have to run another one because he came in last. So you feel what I'm saying?
No doubt. No doubt. I appreciate that.
It's all love.